Thank you.
Smart.
Any of you say. Oh, I should preface.
Can't believe Getty images of playbooks and stuff like that, play sheets.
It's amazing. Honestly, I know but it's amazing how that stuff, and I shouldn't be amazed, but like playbook information, all this stuff gets out there. I don't know if it's a player that takes it or a coach that takes it, or next thing you know, it's like, whoa, there's all your stuff. But it doesn't matter. So we gotta stop it.
Can you give us a Trevor update?
Oh, geez, break all the fun there. Okay.
At some point.
Here we go. I'm trying to stall, Gene. Can you tell?
Yuck with Mark.
Yuck. Yeah, obviously it's we got one more day today. He's been very limited, all week. It is trending, obviously in a way that's probably to not playing or leaning towards not playing. But we'll see today where he's at. He felt good today, and Max ready to go if need be. Yeah, I mean it's sent. It's out.
How much confidence do you have in Mac to lead the offense?
I've got a lot of confidence. He's somebody that prepares extremely hard, extremely well. He's a smart kid. You go back to even some of the preseason stuff and what he did then as far as preparation and all of that and how he played. He's gonna be fine. He'll be excited. Obviously, home game, home crowd, home fans, his people, so to speak. But a lot of confidence in.
I know you kind of tailor stuff to the quarterback that's leading. How much would you have to change if it's Trevor compared to Mac?
I mean, it's with anybody, especially at the quarterback position. I don't want him to be Trevor, so we're not going to give him Trevor type plays, but we're going to give him Mac type plays, and we want Mac to run the offense. We've got enough variety that we can tailor it to him or CJ or Trevor or whoever's playing, but. And this is what I appreciate about all our quarterbacks, and this week, if it is Mac, just his communication with us, right, and what he likes, doesn't like, and his comfort level.
You said on your radio show last night that you learned this last year with Trevor that if he doesn't practice during the week, maybe it's not the ideal setup. So is that
Correct.
part of this?
It's part of it, yes, yeah, and that's why I said it's trending the other way. So. It's hard. I think that's something I learned last year, and with the quarterback too. If you're not getting the reps during the week, it's just hard to go, and it's with any player, but I think at the quarterback position especially.
Is there potential for surgery, season-ending surgery for Trevor?
I would leave that up to the medical professionals. I'm not a doctor. It's hard to. I'm not going to speculate on that.
Okay. Has it been talked about? In-house?
No.
Okay.
Are there any plans to put him on IR at this point?
Not at this point. And again, the severity of it. I don't get into all the medical side of it, so I don't really know all of that. I don't have PhD after my name, but
you're hopeful he can return.
yeah, you're always optimistic. That any player can return, especially the quarterback. So we'll see as each week and each day goes by.
More on Mac. I mean, his personality, does that kind of ease the transition? Because he's kind of like one of the guys he has a different kind of personality, different vibe in relationship with the guys than Trevor.
You know what? It does. That, and he's been a starter in this league, right? And he's done that. It'd be different probably if it was a rookie, a true rookie that was having to maybe play, and you're trying to get that person ready. But with Mac, this week I've seen it with just the conversation and how he's worked with the offense, in practice and the reps he's gotten and the communication there. So yeah, it's different, but at the same time, I think it does for a coach. It gives you a little bit of a peace of mind that this is a veteran player that has kind of been there and done it.
That's what you brought him here for, right?
Exactly, and this would be a great opportunity if he plays.
How much of a role is 2-7? Not to say you're out of it, but how much of a role does the record play in giving Trevor more time to make sure he's healed up?
I mean, it's a good question. It's kind of a hard question to answer, I think, because by no means are whatever happens in this football game, I just don't think you're going to throw in the towel. I mean, that's not how I operate. It's not how these players have operated. You go into every football game trying to win that game, and so it's hard to say, but it's something, I guess, for a future conversation.
Gonna be strange to see Cam on the other sideline.
Yeah. It'll be different. I'm looking forward to that matchup with he and Josh. I'm sure there'll be some words exchanged, on the field. But it's all in competition. But listen, I appreciate Cam. 2.5 years here, drafted here. He's done a lot here, for this organization. So it'll be good to see him.
Was there any pause about trading him to a team that was on the feature schedule?
No. Mm-mm.
How's Gabe looking?
Going into the game.
Looks great.
Availability-wise,
What's that?
think he's gonna be available.
I believe so. We'll see today. Red zone day, and see how he performs. But he's been good, feeling good. So again, optimistic that he'll go.
How many guys are you rolling out? Ezra's probably not gonna play, right?
Probably 2 right now. Ezra and Mason, probably just because Mason's still probably a week, and Ezra's probably another week too. So when I say Mason, could be ready next week, right? So those 2 right now, as far as injury goes. You get Dewey back in the mix. Obviously, special teams guy, safety. Duvernay comes back. This week he's looked good this week. So barring again setbacks, but that should be good for us this week.
With the changes in the receiver or the injuries in the receiver room, how much of a role do you think Duvernay might have there?
I think he'll have a bigger role now that the guys are banged up, right? More than just returner out there. So again, Devin he's a pro. He prepares. He gets himself ready to go, and I would anticipate him playing a little bit more on offense.
Do you list Trevor as questionable heading into the game?
Probably, if that's I'll lean on what the medical staff says.
Who's your backup? Who's now your swing guard?
Well, Luke Fortner, and then can play guard center. We've cross trained him really through the course of camp and now and then if need be, Cole can play that spot as well.
So you're basically you're down to your last 2 guards.
Yes. Well, and then Stephen Jones. I mean, Stephen
Yeah.
Jones. We still got Stephen sitting there on the practice squad. So, but on the 53, if that, yes.
What are the ways that
A left shoulder injury impacts a quarterback that we probably don't think about from your experience.
Probably how he carries his duffel bag into the stadium. I don't know. I've had a left shoulder, back when I played. It affects, your if you want to throw, pulling your shoulder through. You don't want to get hit. Obviously, it's your lead shoulder. You don't want to get hit on it, all that kind of stuff. Protect it, fall on it. But throwing-wise, it's not necessarily going to affect it too much. It's kind of a pain tolerance still,
That's what I was looking for. Thank you.
That's what I said. Depends on which shoulder he carries his bag on.
Is Brian Thomas Jr. progressing through his injury?
He is, and I really appreciate BT toughness with this kid. When it happened a couple of weeks ago, he didn't miss a whole lot of practice time, and we limited him. But tough kid, he fought through it. The last couple of weeks, but he's progressing well.
Everybody good?